So, this is part 5 of my speech. I used to love her. What is a quote from a Guns N' Roses song that I really like. But this that I call the speech I used to love her. I used to love her has a very deep sense, or has a reason. Um, so, um, I said it. In some areas, it's an known truth, really, that girls are not allowed to make music or to start a band, especially the band they want to have, or the music they want to make. I said it within this speech too. Um, I think it's in many areas this way. I don't know why, but I think even if I think back to to the 1960s years, what is in a way my musically most favorite decade, it was this way too. There are these great stars, Grace Slick, the singer of Grace Slick, the singer of Jefferson Airplane, for example, what is a really hero for me. But for example, the Beatles girls, the girlfriends of the Beatles, all of them, why were they themselves not a band too or something like that? It's really weird. And to say it again, that for example, girls are not allowed to have a band or to make music and the music they want to make. I think it's in some areas not in secret, and I think it's in many areas this way. It's not, and this has a deeper sense, what in German is called frech, to forbid that. Frech, I like it if there are expressions for a word. There are more expressions in every language for a word, and I looked it up before I went to hear the English translation in this context for the German word frech is rebelled, and that girls, for example, are not allowed to have a band or to start a band and especially make the music they want to make, is not what the German word frech is describing, is not rebelled. That girls are not allowed to have a band and to make the music they want to make, is this. That there is hanging a dead body from a tree, a strangulated man hanging from the tree. Yeah, I don't know, he seems to be dead. I don't know. He seems to have done something wrong, I don't know. It's a dead body, yeah. It is this, what is called murder, yeah? And I have a really big problem, that things are not considered as what they are. And this has to do, what everything knows is one of my main goals. Every human being on earth could be a monetary millionaire. Everything could cost nothing. You don't need a job, the jobs are senseless, it's not normal to work. Free time society. And if you regard this and think of what I, for example, it's a sentence from me, Benimusik, in der Sendlinger Straße fahren Porsche an Erfrierenden vorbei. What is in truth? Is what I want to describe with an Axl Rose quote, the singer of Guns N' Roses, imitating someone in introducing the song I Used to Love Her at a concert in the 1980s or 1990s from Guns N' Roses. Cut up the head and throw it into the backyard. This is a culture, but it's not considered this way. And of course, I love dearly the 1960s years. Swinging 60s, I love the swinging 60s. And a girl I really loved so much told me in another context that she goes swing tanzen. Tanzen is a German word for dancing. She told it to me in another context, but everyone knows the swinging 60s. And yeah, this girl I love dearly, swing tanzen. I try swing tanzen, but I'm so lonely. And to go ahead and to close the speech, I used to love her. What is a quote from a Guns N' Roses song? Every human being on earth could be a monetary millionaire, of course. everything could cost nothing, of course. You don't need a job, it's not normal to work, of course. You don't need a job barber, you don't need cut the hair of people 40 years to get a bit of money, it's crazy. So if you regard this, dear kids, of course you say it's unfair. In der Sendlinger Straße fahren Porsche an Erfrierenden vorbei. You say it's unfair. Of course, dear kid, of course it's unfair. But we cannot allow it that everyone is a monetary millionaire. Because if everyone is a monetary millionaire, no one has power over another human being. And this cannot be, because then democracy would fall apart. If no one has power over another person, then democracy would fall apart. And so please, dear kid, understand it. It cannot be possible, because if we allow that every human being is a monetary millionaire, democracy would fall apart. No institution could send letters to a human being. You have to come at 14 o'clock in the afternoon to our institution. You have to wait, and then we ask you to come into our room, and then we talk with you about it. It's all would be not possible anymore, because everyone would be equal, and there wouldn't be a human being above another human being if everyone would be a monetary millionaire and all this, and everyone has no job and all this. Then no one would stand above another human being. Dear kid, please understand it. It is unfair, but we cannot allow it, because then democracy would fall apart if every human being would have the same worth. And to quote myself, every human being has the same worth, but if a girl sits next to me, I think her diadem is a bit taller than me. This is my culture. And to go ahead, let's look at the time. I have to be quick. Let's look at and what for me is important is every human being has the same worth. Please don't insult myself with the categorical imperative. Every human has the same worth, and if this is hurted, this one law, it should be judged cruelty, but only this one law should, if this is not kept, should be judged cruel. And every human being has the same worth, and girls are a bit above